a good disability support worker needs to be educated. Educated around each of the needs of the person that they're dealing with and caring for. Attitude is extremely important, but also something that's very hard to define. The attitude of somebody coming into my home needs to be respectful, needs to be a listener, somebody who's going to hear and make sure that my needs are going to be met, but also with a mutual respect. I need to also respect the worker that's there. I need to be able to make sure that their attitude is going to meet my needs. So a smile, a good sense of humour, and being able to hear what is needed and not to be disturbed by some of the ugly things that might happen, because they're all just part of the care worker's needs.
Yeah, I think support workers should maybe, like if someone's coming around to see somebody who they're not sure, who doesn't talk much English, maybe they should have somebody, maybe either their family member who talks English, or bring somebody along, you know, who can translate to them, so it'll be easier for them to sort of, you know, ask them what they need and what they want. Some of the Muslim people, they are, you know, how they're covered up. I think a lot of people need to understand that, because I know some people say, why are they doing it? They don't need to do it because they're in Australia or whatever. But if they're brought up that way, and that's their culture, they have to follow it. I think it's easier for us to understand because we've come from a country like that, you know. So I think maybe they need to be a bit more sympathized.
There are three really important things that makes a good support worker. I think time management is certainly one strong point. I think good sequential skills in terms of remembering in what order things happen, and also excellent memory. Obviously, every time they come along to help me out with either my work or my care, I don't want to have to keep telling them every 5 minutes, you know, what's the next thing to do, and so that that's not going to be the same thing that happens either the next day or the next week. In terms of attitude, I think being enthusiastic and interested in what they're doing, and also feel that the job that they are doing is actually valued by me, and that they feel like they're doing an important job. They need to know about the type of disability of the person that they're working with, a good sound knowledge of that. So they have to be flexible in terms of being able to stop and start, or you know, just waiting for a little bit while something happens. So I think those are the things that, especially around the home, you know, to try and make it as natural as possible. I think it's really important that the support workers understand the laws and the government standards in disability, in that it protects themselves and it helps them with their work ethics, their work practices, helps them understand occupational health and safety issues. It helps protect me, and also protects the organisation that they work for.
Support worker to understand about how to work with disabled person, what's the need of the disabled person, and it does talk about, like some support work is talking about, and encourage the patient to be more independent themselves. The support workers, the training, they have to do train, and based on, I believe, because I am from not speaking background, they have to understand culture. Many employment services, they say, oh, we don't know how to deal with patients from not speaking English background. And sometimes they ask me to help them. And I think they should have more training for people from not speaking English background.
the skills that some people have it naturally. It's just good communication skills. That's the key to a good support worker. And some of those people do intuitively, and some of the things can be learned. You can develop your skills, particularly the skills of active listening.
Well, when trying to communicate to me and trying to talk a bit clearly to me, because I'm deaf and I wear hearing aid all the time, and I'm trying to listen to the dark all the time. And sometimes it'll be difficult if I keep saying over and over again.
He didn't do anything. He didn't even help me in the kitchen. I did it all by myself. I could have got burnt. I could have got, thing wrong with me. But he just slammed the door and locked the door and watched the video.
Yeah, I think everybody complains about experiences where people have jumped in and spoken for them as if they weren't there. And that's the very common thing, I know.
Some support workers probably are too bossy in that they think they know everything there is to know about the type of care that they're providing, when in fact it's actually my care that I'm in charge of. So I actually know the most about my body and how I need to be cared for. I wake up in the morning and the first thing I don't want to hear about is the fact that I have a disability. I'd like to wake up in the morning and just feel like a normal person, because I know that the next thing that's going to happen is either a hoist gets rolled in or a commode or something like that.
Well, swearing sometimes. When the agency was there, they swear a lot and they growl at us, and we all get really upset and upset about it.